Good news, bad news, guys. The good news is I have an incredible video for you, one that I'm really proud of. The bad news is you're not going to get to see it because when I sat down to edit and upload it, it was completely out of focus for like almost the entire time. So we've got to call an audible, and I thought about coming in and refilming it. I honestly just don't have the energy to do that. Plus it's freezing where I am and my heater is not doing too well, thus the jacket. So I'm calling an audible. This is going to be a short video and it's going to be a bit interactive here. I really want you guys to respond in the comments with what I'm about to do. You're either going to love it or hate it, so you're welcome or I'm sorry. But let's begin. Here's the plan. I keep a list of potential future video ideas in my notes app. Sometimes I write these down like in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning, or just quickly, kind of like comedians write jokes, but then I come back to it and it doesn't always make sense. Some of them do. I'm just going to read a bunch of them for you, and you can do one of a few things. Help me figure out what maybe they were supposed to be, or if it triggers an idea you would like to see for a video, you can let me know. Or some of these will make sense and you can just say, yes, do that, or no, never make that video. So I'm literally just going to be reading from my notes app. We'll see how this goes. It'll be a short, maybe kind of fun video. And hopefully, again, you guys will give me a lot of feedback and we'll have a pretty good set list here for the next few months. So here we go. Compare religion to an opioid. May be necessary to help in severe issues, but addicting and harmful long-term. That one seems to make sense. In fact, hopefully a lot of these make sense. Hopefully I didn't oversell how many ridiculous ones we would have. The lengths God goes to burn people in hell. Energy sources, ? Gates, ? Locks, ? Who's in charge, etc. The next one just says, no gods required. Let me know what you think that was about. What is especially great after deconstructing? A day in God's living room? I remember being excited about that idea. I don't know what that means. Please help. Jesus correcting God. Genesis, literal versus metaphorical, verse by verse. Oh, I like that idea. Churches shouldn't exist. Oh, I actually made that video. I always forget to go back and delete the ones that I've done. And if I see more of those, I'll put them up on the screen. So at worst, if you don't like this and one of these sounds good to you that I've already made, feel free to click off. Also, while we're here, feel free to subscribe if you haven't, or to sign up for the Patreon, or to check out Sharing Fire. Gospel authors reading their Bible wrong. Deco moments. I think that means deconstruction moments. I think it was something about like these little bits of clarity that you get amidst the confusion of the deconstruction process. A God of exceptions. Morality is objective except ... I think that one is pretty obvious. Esau and Jacob. Men preaching and then show their sex crimes. That would be interesting. Christianity was fine until Reformation, the scapegoat of Protestantism. The bait and switch of salvation. Oh, we did that one. The fruit in the Garden of Eden was Chekhov's gun. I get it, but I don't know how to turn that into an episode. What atheists get wrong. Definitely still want to do that. The denomination episode. Sounds good. Don't know what I was thinking though. The negative self-talk of Christianity. Are Christians simply just afraid of death? When Christians want to be badass. I vaguely remember this. This is like from over a year ago at this point. I'm starting kind of at the beginning and I'm not going to read through them all, but I want to get through enough here. I think I wrote this after, gosh, I can't remember his name. I think his name was Mark something. He's a very famous pastor. I'll put him up on the screen. But remember he went to like a men's conference and got mad at everybody, called them Jezebels. There was like male strippers and stuff. I don't know. But there was also like Harleys and monster trucks. I think I wanted to talk about that. The war in heaven. And by the way, if you are another atheist content creator, you can't just steal these. Yeah, you can. Do what you want. Christianity is a cope. Huge video. So many examples. Conditional nature of divine favor. The fine print of Christianity. God's TV. Okay, I think that one was like a second version of me trying to remember what God's living room is supposed to be about. It's kind of coming back. I think the concept was something like, if I were God and I'm omniscient, I'm everywhere, I see everything. What do I see over the course of a day? Something like that. I think it's supposed to be about the suffering of the world. Christianity as an infomercial. The problem with parables. And if you didn't pick up on it by now, sometimes I just write what I think will be a good title and then I just figure it out afterwards. That's how like half of my videos have come about. The weight of faith. On atheism. Why God wants you to be childlike. Do you really believe you deserve hell? Then go there. I've kind of made that. I still want to make it a bigger video. If God was a YouTuber, I don't know. Imagine your whole goal is for people to believe in you. Like, I already have that one licked. That's what the whole thing says. Jesus as a philosopher, that's a video I definitely want to make. Christians have to do more work. I can show a single verse that is problematic, but the Christian response cannot just be to show another verse that says the opposite. They must show why that is now the case or how the contradiction is okay. I stand by that. Again, not sure how to make a whole video out of it. The indoctrination station. I like it. The shame episode. The God of Genesis versus the God of Revelation. How we date the Bible. Is Christianity selfish? The goal is eternal bliss. If we said that was the goal now, we're called hedonistic. I think that's a good point. Christians claiming to know God are the ones that must be so egotistical. I have enough respect for the potential of a perfect being to not think Yahweh is it. Demand more from your God. We've been down this road. Things Christians won't pray for. I made that one. Delete. A how-to on becoming a critical thinker. Probably do that on Sharing Fire. Weird biblical compliments. Yep, we did that one. Why Christians need to contend with the Old Testament. Jesus' last words. Did that one. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up my list in real time here. What a real personal relationship with the God of the universe would look like. Mysterious is just a nice word for ridiculous. Every time Jesus upheld the Old Testament, Satan seems to be the only one you can really count on to communicate with you. Judeo-Christian values, full list, but show they existed elsewhere first. I like that one. Shepherd and the Sheep, we just recently did that one. Problems with, and then book by book. So you guys know how I did secular Bible study series. The 7th part of that, because there was 7 points I went through in each episode, was the problems with that book. So I think that this idea was just kind of redoing secular Bible study series, but going much deeper with literally every single problem with each book of the Bible one at a time. The sunk cost fallacy, we did that one. Satire, an angry, bitter atheist, angry, bitter, abused spouse. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's a good comparison. I understand what I'm saying. Maybe you will. I'm not going to explain it right now. We'll do that one soon. Here's all this one says. Arbitrary lines, Protestants and Catholics, but Jesus was the Protestant to Judaism. Yahweh as trickster God, did that one. Never meet your heroes, day one in heaven. Okay. Weren't you just in the presence of God? I have incorporated that into some episodes, but there's one that I know I want to make about the after church crowd on Sunday. So if we need suffering and pain, then what was God's original plan? My first day of watching atheist content, we did that one. Religion as a poisoned apple. Yes, it can taste good. Yes, it can even have nutrients, but ... The silliness of Samson. Chapter and curse. I don't know, but that's cool. Get it? Like chapter and verse. Okay, yeah. Children's ministry. Good Lord. I was at my son's basketball game today, which happened to be in a church gymnasium, and some of the like church Bible study classes for kids that the teams would prepare in or hand out treats afterwards. I went and I looked at each one. I should have taken pictures, but there were so many people around. On each door, they had these different things, and they were some of the most grotesque things that of course sound normal to us, but it was like a smiley face chart, you know, like the ones at the doctor with how much pain you're in, except each one had these different things about your relationship with Jesus. It was truly disturbing, and we have not talked about children's ministry enough. So I wrote this a long time ago, but that memory was just today. Exactly how much of the Bible is fiction? That's going to be a huge project, but I'm very, very excited about it. All God's definitions. The idea of a soul is actually selfish. I'm remembering I did something a little bit different, kind of similar to this, though. I did the atheist shower thoughts, and some of these that I know didn't get turned into full episodes get expanded in little 2 or 3 minute segments there. So check that out if you have not. Visuals of God's perfect designed creation. Example, frogs with eyes inside their mouth. Most Christians hate the idea of unearned rewards. Compare with heaven. This just says how many pedophiles in heaven. Stealing morality from God. Start with the example of Eve taking it from God, who did not give it to us. I think that's such a fascinating thing to think about. This is exciting for me. I'm getting some ideas of what I want to cover next. But again, I'm going to read each and every single comment, so please let me know what stands out. And you know what? Maybe we'll just stop there. I didn't want this to be too long or too overwhelming, and my hands are starting to lose feeling. It is so cold. So thank you again for your attention. I'll see you Tuesday with a new video, and until then, keep thinking. I wanted to personally thank my top tiers of support, my Iconoclast, Ann, Boris, Chris, Grant, GVI, Jimmy, Joe, Kitboga, yep, the Kitboga, Matthew, Perry, and Shawn, my Humanist heroes, Chris, Craig, James, Jarrod, and Kristi, my Atheist advocates, Aquitar, Caleb, Dakota, Dan, Drew, Jeff, Jeffrey, Jeremy, Jugs, Julie, Malcom, Paul, Sparky, and Thomas, as well as all of my secular scholar patrons. Would you consider joining these fine people?